Scorpio, who you got around you making you feel like you need to put them first? That's the vibe that's coming up, Scorpio, in this frequency check. It feels like there's someone around you that has a way of making you feel like it's more about them right now than it is about you. Or Scorpio, my dear love cup, maybe you feel like you have to center this person to get unconditional love from this person. But something about this might be having a weird impact on your frequency right now. So the first card that popped out here when I was meditating on the energy, don't worry, I'll get some tarot cards out here in just a moment. It says, of course, you will make mistakes, but the biggest one would be not to try. This thing you have been thinking about for a long time, just go for it. Better than oops, than a what if. We are here to support you. So this is an idea, a dream, an action, something that you want to do, but something is getting in the way. And I think it's some other person around you right now. It says, live your life to its fullest potential. Let go of the need for approval from others. Live up to your own expectations and nobody else's. No more selling yourself short. Keep moving forward. You've got this. So it feels like there may be someone, I did a reading for another sign earlier and they had something similar. And with that reading, it felt like somebody was kind of not being able to recognize their dream. They just didn't see it. They didn't see the vision. But with you, Scorpio, it kind of feels like it's more about you and your time and your dedication and your energy towards someone right now that might be getting in the way of you having your day in the sun. That's what this feels like. Beneath the deck, another card that feels very similar to what I just read. It says, love yourself more by saying no to things that feel draining and burdening for you. Saying no when you want to say no instead of saying yes to please other people. It is a real act of self-love. The scariest thing about life sometimes is believing that you have to give so much of yourself just to keep somebody respecting you, loving you, being in your corner. And I'm getting chills down my back. If that's something that you're working through right now, Scorpio, I need to remind you that that's not normal. That's not common. And that's not how it is common, unfortunately. And it's kind of popular, unfortunately. But it's not how things should be. It's not how things need to be. When you put yourself first, it doesn't mean that you're selfish. It doesn't mean that you don't love other people. It means that you're trying to preserve yourself so that you can create something in the world to be healthy enough to help the people who you're probably centering right now. You got to be strong enough. You got to be healthy enough to be able to even be the person that maybe you're trying to show up to be for someone else. It feels like you are really wanting to be the greatest big sister of all, the greatest mom, the greatest daughter, the greatest cousin, the greatest colleague, employee, whatever this role is that is taking up too much of your boundary space. It's like you're doing that so much until it might be draining you from being able to say, I actually want to renovate my home this weekend, or I want to go travel to Dubai, or I want to, go into entertainment, or whatever it is. Whatever this is for you, some other thing in your life is kind of creeping itself over into your own dream. So your cup is not being able to be filled in some way. God, angel, spirit guides, tell us a little bit more about, at this time, who is Scorpio? What is their vibration right now? What is their frequency at this time, God, angel, spirit guides? Scorpio, please. Let's see. Who is Scorpio showing up as right now in their current vibration? In their current energy, okay? Okay. All right. So here you are, being that caregiver that I'm sensing and I'm feeling, okay? This is a beautiful energy. And in a reading, after it's been a long, challenging time with finances, ups and downs, we want to see this. And that could be true for you, Scorpio, but how this is showing up for you right now is that this is you being the best manager, CEO that you can be, lightweight, kind of doing people's work for them on the job. Then you go home and you have your own beautiful babies coming up to you, wanting this, wanting that. They need the bike fixed and you got to go do that, because it's not about the gender here. This is about the parenting and managing here, but managing yourself, other people, and your own affairs. It's a lot of being pulled from you. I'm talking to someone who is a business person, who earns money and who knows how to grow money for sure. This is strongly the vibe here. I mean, it's the Queen of Pentacles. It's the Queen of things in the world. Everything has grown around this queen and continues to grow. She is a grower of things. But something about this is getting in a way of a new opportunity. And what I'm feeling with this for you, Scorpio, is that in some way you might have gotten an opportunity to be promoted, go in another direction, but the people around you might say something like, like what you're doing in this job, or you were just promoted 2 years ago and it's looking great on you, but in your real life you know that it's taking a lot from you. Yeah, you got the money, you got the success, on the outside people see you on this throne, Scorpio, but it feels like there's something else that you want to do in another direction, a talent, a gift, a hobby, an investment that you want to make, something that's coming up right now for you, a message that maybe have just recently came to you to let you know that you have the green light to go in this direction. And maybe in some way you're like, okay, should I do it? I'm a little bit afraid to do this, but there's an opportunity here that will grow over time. This is a wonderful page. It's one of the coolest pages in the tarot. This is a page that is young but strong. Okay, so this is a new opportunity, but it's strong and it has potential. Pentacles always have potential if you're willing to stay the course, not be in that wand energy, and go for it. So that's kind of what this feels like here. Another thing that's coming up is, for some of you, it's already within the field that you're in, the firm that you're at, the organization that you're working in. Wherever you are right now, there's yet and still another opportunity that's coming through, and you want to go for it, but it feels like you feel like if you go for this other opportunity that you really want, you're going to be leaving some people behind. And I still keep getting this vibe that someone is a boss, a supervisor, a manager, and you have this one employee that is just loving on you, and you're like a mentor slash boss for them slash parent. And if you go and move on, this person's going to be at a loss in some way, or your team is going to be at a loss in some way. That's what this feels like. And it kind of feels like, Scorpio, it's about you right now. Okay? I know Scorpios don't like to hear that when they're not in that place. Scorpio, I don't want you to feel like this makes you a selfish person. It's not about that. All right, God, angel, spirit guides, what's the advice for Scorpio right now? Yeah, that's a tough energy to work through. You don't want to do the wrong thing. You don't want to be a cop-out, or you don't want to fold on someone in some way, is what this feels like. God, angel, spirit guides, what is the advice for Scorpio to increase their frequency, for their confidence, for their sound decision-making, their confident decision-making, God, angel, spirit guides? What is the advice for Scorpio? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. It's a beautiful reading, though. Oh, it's time for you to, yeah, it's time. I'm sorry, Scorpio. If you're reluctant, oh yeah. If you're reluctant to go for this new opportunity, I feel like most of you, Scorpio, you already got some correspondence, some invitation to do this, or you've been wanting to do this for a while. Maybe you have not started this, but there's an opening. You're like, I could really high key do this right now, and this would be great. You've been through a lot, but you're over that now because the Tower is in reverse. And Scorpio, you know that this is you. So you've been through a lot. Okay. Bondage, power, suppressed power. Okay. It's like you have come through the Tower. You have regenerated yourself. You're whole now. But all of the power that the Tower, when things fall apart in our lives, we lose a job, we lose a loved one, something happens in our lives that changes everything, we can feel a loss of power. But it kind of feels like in the process of getting through this hard Tower moment, here you are, Scorpio, having a bunch of power that's almost being suppressed within you for the right time. It's like you're holding on to your power for the perfect opportunity. The World card was the first card that I saw pop out that made me kind of hype. That's why I got excited, because the World card is basically another Capricorn energy too. So this is ground energy. This feels like it's an opportunity for you to close some chapters in your life and to move on to bigger, higher, and better. It's like everything that you have secured and created in your life, Spirit is like, and you can have more. and you've already done that. You went to school, you went to college, you got your degrees, you parented, you've been the co-parent, you've managed with all of these successes that you've had, that you've worked through. It's time for you to go on to the next chapter, but there's something that you feel is still holding you back. There's some type of obligation here that you're being kind of bound and tied to in this deep earth grounded energy. So this is one kind of Capricorn energy. And then this is the other, that's freedom, world traveled, going into different arenas, going into different spaces, different rooms, growing and going into the next chapter, an opportunity that opens up that is abundant, and it's a permanent opening. It's not like you go back after the world. You know everything now. You are expertised. So the reason why you're at the world stage, which is the final card in the tarot, the success card, is because you've learned about life and the experience. You've already been through all of the nonsense. Now, we do also have the 7 of Pentacles out here. And then I also have you again out here, Scorpio, with the 5 of Cups in reverse. So again, this is still you healing and overcoming. Whatever happened a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, 5 years ago, you are healing from that strongly. You're kind of over it. The forgiveness has been created within you. You're kind of over that. And now you're looking at your real life like, what do I want to be? Where do I want to go? What can I have? And Spirit is like, you can have everything that you want. This kind of popped out in my, because I'm sitting on the floor. So this kind of popped out in my lap reversed a little bit too. So for those of you where you're in your career, things are going good, you know, you don't really want to rock the boat, but something inside of you knows that you could have better, okay? And so this might be a sign that, you know, if there has been something that you've wanted and you are looking for a sense of fulfillment in the field that you're in, and it never quite comes to you, along with this world card being here, this feels like it's a sign that it's time for you to trust yourself and go into this next chapter. Go forward in it. You can have it. There's potential for you here, okay? This is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. This feels like, Scorpio, an energy of overcoming right now. There's a little bit of residual, okay? No Chris Brown, but there's some residual here. And what I mean by that is, even though you're healing, even though you've gone through the tower and you've overcome have overcome these different obstacles in the past, there's still a little bit of suppression of power here with this Capricorn devil energy here. You kind of feel like you're bound or tied to whatever this role is that you're in, your obligation to your friend or your family, whatever this is. It just kind of feels like it's the last thing that you have to break out of and break away from before you can have what it is that you want and that you've been working toward. I don't care how old you are. Okay, you can go ahead and turn me off if you're through with me, because I'm done with the cards. I just have to say this. So if you're done with me, keep scrolling. Okay, this is the last bit. This is just Sean now speaking. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how long you've been in that field. You've done enough. There's this energy of giving and giving and giving, even monetarily. You've been giving money to people that you care about and love. You've been doing a lot. And this feels like Spirit is saying, can I reward you now? Can I give you another crown right now so that you can have your joy? You've been of service to so many people. Now I'm going to take you up and bless you even more on a higher level, and you get to do what you love and continue to bless people. But it almost feels like you have to take a little bit of a risk in self-trust right now. That's what this feels like. Scorpio, I love you. I've talked way too much, and hopefully I get to see you next week. Take care. Bye.